Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Pokemon Wack Football-locke. My name is Mr. Singer187, and we are ready for some football. As you can see on the left side of the screen there, so I'm not a spriter, but I tried my best. And so if anybody else, if anybody's interested in creating sprites for the Pokemon on the team, I love it. This is just like examples of what I have. I honestly, for somebody who does not know how to sprite and was just working in Microsoft Paint, I don't think this was the worst in the world. I guess if I keep doing this myself, I'll probably get better at it, but I don't know. I think it's cute. I haven't changed the sprites in the game just because there's going to be a lot of evolutions, and I'll just deal with that. I think it's cute to have the team on the side too. And have them be special. But if anybody wants to create, I also don't want to create back sprites too. But that's what we're looking like. So we'll go through the team. So we got Steve Atwater at free safety, the Blitzel. We got Ronnie Lott at strong safety. Opposite him, the Beta Centret. We've got Steve Largent, the wide receiver, the left Mew, Beta Hoppip. We got Brian Urlacher, the current defensive and team captain, the middle linebacker, and the Nebrownie. We got Deion Sanders, primetime, the Houndsauer at cornerback, and we've got Walter Payton at halfback or running back, the Gooseling. That is what the team looks like, and we are going to continue on with this. So I know there's an encounter, actually. The encounter I want is going to be here, because I don't think I caught anything in the city. I am very happy with this encounter. Let me quick do a pause and figure out what you're going to be. There we go. So Gibble is going to, since I have a team of 6, I'm going to stick with this team of 6 until one of them has to leave the team, but I can't I can't fit it because his name is too long. Beta Gibble, if I ever use him, is going to be a running back, halfback, and he actually that would be better. It was hard to see, but he is going to be he's going to be a running back, so I'm only going to put him on the team if Walter Payton for some reason goes down, which I hope not. But we have LaDainian Tomlinson. I don't remember if it's whatever. Chargers guy, Hall of Fame running back. He's great. I think he's an announcer now. I think somewhere. I'm not sure, but either way, he's great. I remember when I would be playing Madden 07 on the GameCube, which is still to this day one of my favorite games. He was a 99 overall, and he was always great. So I think before I go to the gym, I'm going to do a little bit of training. I'm going to head over here, get a couple of encounters, and we'll see what we get. So, last episode, a lot of my... What are you? You must be ghost type. How do I deal with that? I guess we're going to prime time. That'll work. Okay. Well, a lot of the commentary that I had was focused on the NFL. At the time of recording this, at the time of recording this, the only games that have happened this week are the Giants-Washington game. That happened at the time of recording this yesterday. And there was a college football game that happened yesterday that I did not watch. It was the uh, it was what, ULL versus, yeah, ULL versus Ohio. ULL wiped the floor with them, as is to be expected. They're the much better team. But today, I was going to focus my commentary on college football instead of pros, since we talked a lot about pro football last episode. So, to start off, as I went to school in New Orleans, my favorite... Oh, wait, you know what? I think that might have been my encounter. Well, I lost it out. That's fine. But my favorite team for college is Tulane football. That's where I went to school, and they will forever be my favorite team. Who are you? Oh, I didn't pause it. Well, my bad. I guess I can tell you who this is going to be as I catch this. It's going to be this is going to be an outside linebacker. The rules for that is that the attacking stats must be within 25 of each other, and Acrilamoto, which it evolves into, has equal attack stats. So this is going to be one of my favorite, again, another favorite linebacker of mine, Lawrence Taylor of the New York Giants. He's also going to go to the PC for now, but that's where we're at. So, I was talking about college football, and Tulane is my favorite team of all time, just because that's where I went to school. I very much enjoy watching them. I think this year, I think they're going to be good. And so Tulane, in the past, has not been a very good team. They've always been sort of bottom to middle of the barrel, and the past three years were probably the best they've ever been, getting about 6 or 7 wins out of 12, and going to a bowl game at the end of the season. The bowl game, for those who are uninformed, is a set of games that I guess are the closest things to postseason for most college football teams. So going to a bowl, for some teams that are very good, like Texas, Ohio State, Michigan, those very good historic teams, a bowl game may not be, a huge victory. But for a team like Tulane, that, up until about 2018 or 2019, was lucky to get, 4 or 5 wins. Going to a bowl game is great, and it's been really exciting to watch them. So this is all to say, I think they will do something very similar this year. So their record currently is 1-1, and their next game is going to be against Ole Miss, who is probably going to beat them. I don't know, we'll see. But all things considered, they're probably going to win. However, I think we are much closer than we usually are, just due to our first game was against Oklahoma, which at the time was the second best team in the country. We were supposed to lose to them by about 27, and we kept it close with them for basically the entire game. And so then we ended up playing a very easy school, and we beat them. We beat them by almost 50 points. So seeing those two performances lead me to believe that I think we might do better than most people think. However, I still think we're going to lose. But yes, Tulane is my favorite team. In case anybody was wondering. Other than that, college football wise, I really like rooting for Michigan. My family all went to Michigan. So I grew up rooting for the team, and I think in recent years they've been pretty bad, but we will see what happens this year. Their main rival, Ohio State, does not look as good as they usually are, so there might be room for Michigan to overtake them, which would be really cool. I would love that. Let's see. I think those are really the only two teams that I like actively root for. There are some other teams that I enjoy. At the end of the day, I'm a fan of good football. So if there's like a good game, I'll find somebody to root for. I know. Let's see. Let me pull up the games for this weekend, and I'll just go down the list and see what I'm excited about. Let's see. So, as Tulane is a member of the American Athletic Conference, for the most part, I like I like teams that are also in that conference. So, Cincinnati is playing Indiana, and so I'll probably watch that. I'll root for Cincinnati. Let's see. Coastal Carolina plays Buffalo, which I'm very excited about that. I love Coastal Carolina, mostly for their colors and the fact that they came from a really not very good team, and they came up to the highest level, and now they're playing very, very well for where they're at. So I'm really excited for them. They did well last year. I think they ended up going to a bowl game. Yeah, they had like 9 or 10 wins. I believe. I don't have that statistic up at the moment, but somewhere around there. And they did, honestly, really good. And they're looking to have another good year. They started off ranked, which is awesome. I'll get to what ranking means in a second, but they're looking to win that game pretty easily. As I said, Tulane's playing Ole Miss, which that's going to be the game that I watch during the day, so that'll be fun. See, Michigan has a pretty easy game in Northern Illinois. That should be a win for them. Let's see. Is there anything else good? Minnesota, Colorado might actually be a pretty good game. Let's see. Alabama plays Florida. That'll be an interesting game. That's the 2:30 time slot. So that'll be. I think Alabama's going to mop the floor with them, but I think if there's anybody who can stand up to Alabama at this time, it's going to be Florida. Florida looks pretty good, and I don't think Alabama plays Georgia for a while, if at all. That might not happen until the championship there, so that might be. I think that game is going to show whether or not Alabama deserves to be the number 1 ranked team. Currently they are, and they have been since preseason. So far they've looked great. They played week 1. They played a ranked Miami, University of the one in Florida. So, and they absolutely just wiped the floor with them. So we'll see. If the same thing happens, then I think Alabama's the easy number 1, at least for now. Let's see. I'm just taking a look at this. again. Just going down the schedule here, looking for something fun. So Arkansas last week, they're ranked number 20, and they're particularly special in my eyes because they beat Texas last year. Texas is not a good team, but Texas likes to purport themselves as a good team, and traditionally Arkansas has been average at best. So they beat Texas by a lot last week, which I love to see. I just think Texas as a team is annoying. So whenever they get beaten by a team that they should beat, I love to see it. But now they're playing against Georgia Southern. I have not watched Georgia Southern yet this season, but I know in the past they've been pretty good. So that'll be an interesting game. We'll have to see. I think Arkansas is going to win that no problem, but it'll be interesting to see if it's a close game or not. Let's see. Arkansas State is playing Washington. Again, I think Arkansas State is a team that is not bad, but is not very good. And Washington, they started out the year ranked number 20. They lost to an FCS school, which it happens, but it's very unlikely that it does. So Washington dropped out of the rankings, and they're not there anymore. But that will also be an interesting game. I think Washington will win that, but that might be closer than people think. Does it have the spread? No, it doesn't have the spread on this page. But that'll be fun to watch. Let's see, Georgia's playing South Carolina. So I think South Carolina is going to get killed, unfortunately, but I'll be rooting for them anyway. So what I'm realizing now is I broke one of the rules for myself. So one of the rules was that I was going to stick to the highest level of the ace Pokemon of the major boss that I was fighting, that being Crost, that being level 14. So Brian Urlacher is level 15. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bump his level down to 14. I'm just going to do that. That was on me. I didn't realize that I forgot that when he leveled up. So that is on me. I hopefully will not do that again. But without further ado, here is Crost. I'm going to, meanwhile, go through the rest of the games that look interesting. Auburn Penn State, that's a ranked matchup. That's the evening game on Saturday. Or I guess the the primary evening game. That should be interesting. I think this is going to be very tough. Oh, you know what I have? I have a poison type move. If I can get it off. That does nothing. This is probably going to be a loss for me, if I had to guess. So yeah, that should be an interesting game for sure. I think that I mean, I don't know who I think is going to win. I would say maybe, if I had to guess, I would put money on Penn State, but Auburn is not out of it for sure. Let's see, just above that, Oregon, who is the number 4 team, which is exciting, is going to play Stony Brook, which is an FCS school, so that should be an easy win for them, and they should be able to win that pretty handily. Oh boy. Alright, well, you don't have a... Yes! There we go. Hopefully the next Pokemon is not nearly as tough as this. Yep, and then Tulane plays Ole Miss at 7 p.m., which should be exciting. Other than that, oh, you know what? There's a late game. BYU is playing Arizona State. They're also both ranked. BYU is 23, Arizona State is 17. So that should be interesting. Again, I think that, I don't know why I didn't do that first. I'm going to take the upset on that one. I think BYU is going to take it. They have a lot of momentum right now, and that'll be. Oh my God, I'm getting killed out here. I was not ready for this. So I think if I survive this, which I do. Let's see, do I want Fury Swipes? 1885? No. And a freaking Wall Rain? Golly. Well, I'm going to lose this one. I think I'm going to go back to Liberty Island and do some more training. But in the meantime, I'm going to take a look at the... So I talked about some of the games. I apologize. I don't have, like, exact stats. I'm just looking at a page that has all of the games, so I don't have any of the exact, sort of stats or things like that, or spreads even, which I think... If y'all want to hear me talk about spreads specifically and, specific games, I will. All I can say is that... Let me pull up the Tulane game, actually, just to see what the what that looks like. So the spread is Ole Miss is favored by 14 points. I think Tulane can beat that. When I say the spread, what that means is that people are assuming that that Ole Miss is going to beat Tulane by 14 or more points. And in sports betting, if you if you want to bet, you would bet money that Tulane would indeed beat, or Ole Miss would beat Tulane for 14 or more points. No, I'm sorry, more than 14 points. And if they do, then you would win money. And if Tulane only loses by 14 points or less, then you would not win that money. So that's what I mean when I say spread. A common term in football, in both pro and college. Well, I guess sports anyway. All sports have spreads. Is beating the spread, which is basically saying that you think a team will be able to beat the kind of the points set out by sports betting, and usually from Las Vegas. So I think Tulane is going to beat the spread when it comes to the Ole Miss game. I think they're going to lose, but I don't think they're going to lose by more than 14 points. Oh boy, I didn't know this thing gets belly drum. That actually do be kind of scary. Belly drum defense curl. Oh boy. Nice. Let's see. So I am going to move over to the AP poll here. And so what that is so the AP is the Associated Press. They're a newspaper or news organization. And in 1936, they began creating a poll of the top 25 football teams in all of college football. And so this poll is used by by general consensus to determine what is the strongest Pokemon, Jesus Christ. What is the best team in college football? And when it comes to the college football playoffs and kind of the postseason, end of season stuff, the AP poll is very heavily used. There's a specific poll for the college football playoffs that comes out around week 9 or week 10, but for right now, the AP poll is sort of the be-all, end-all of how good a college football team is. I was about to say Pokemon again. So the playoffs, at least in their current form, pull in the top 4 teams in all of college football. So right now, the top 4 in order is Alabama at number 1, which I agree with. I think so far they've shown themselves to be absolutely the number 1 best team in football. After that is Georgia at number 2. They started out in, I think, number 5, and they ended up. This is rubber type. That won't work. They ended up beating Clemson, who was in the top 4 at one point, and has since dropped to number 6, which I agree with, mostly because I hate Clemson. But I also don't think they looked very good against Georgia. I think they need to play some more games before I'm able to determine do they belong in the top 4. But Georgia's number 2. I don't disagree. I don't like them, but I don't disagree that they're there. Oklahoma is number 3. They started the year at number 2. Then they lost to Tulane. They beat Tulane. But they only won by 5 when Vegas said the spread there was 27.5. So they really didn't do what they were supposed to do, and they only dropped from 2 to 4. Then they beat a nobody school 76-0 last year, and sure, that's impressive to put up 76 points. That's 11 touchdowns, but they I don't think they deserve to be up at number 3. I haven't seen enough of them to be able to, I don't think they belong up there. Then number 4 is Oregon, which has not been in the top 4, let alone in, the top 5, the top 10 since 2013 when Marcus Mariota was their quarterback, and they won the first college football playoff. But I'm happy. I don't necessarily like Oregon, but oh my god, I've been going for 27 minutes. Holy shit. I'm going to finish this up then, and end it here. I just got really distracted. We'll end it on a Steve Atwater level up. I'll just finish my thought here, and then I'll call it. But Oregon, I don't like them necessarily, but I like the fact that that they're a new and different team, shaking up the top 4 and shaking up the rankings. I'm the type of person who I very much enjoy. I very much enjoy new teams being in the spotlight and being a part of the top team. Okay, so I've been talking for 28 minutes, and I will stop here, but I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. I certainly enjoyed. I hope you guys like the graphic on the left side too. I'll update that as as more Pokemon get added to the team and as they evolve and things like that. So that's I'll keep going with that, but as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, if anybody wants to make sprites for me, feel free. I will absolutely use them. And honestly, I may break my own rules if somebody makes a sprite for me to put that Pokemon on my team early. So with that, next episode we will finally take on Crost. I'll talk some more about football, and I hope y'all are looking forward to that as much as I am. So thank you again for watching and sticking with me for this longer than normal episode. My name is Mr. Singer 187, and this has been the Pokemon Wack Football-locke. See you all next time.